Sixth grade lesson 4.7 is using unit rates. And now that you're an expert at unit rates after the last lesson, we'll be able to use these to find out further information, and I will show you how. So let's go ahead and read this story on the Unlock the Problem. The Champy family is traveling from Arizona to Texas. On the first part of the trip, they drove 500 miles in 10 hours. If they continue driving at the same rate, how many hours will it take them to drive 750 miles? And they give us a hint that we can use equivalent ratios to find the number of hours it will take the Champy family to drive 750 miles. You may need to find a unit rate before you can write equivalent ratios. Let's underline the question they asked. They asked how many hours will it take them to drive 750 miles? And then let's circle the information they gave us. We know that on the first part of the trip, they drove 500 miles in 10 hours. Let's draw that. Starting from one point, they drove 500 miles in 10 hours. Let's write that as a ratio, 500 miles in 10 hours. The question is, how many hours will it take them to drive 750 miles? So if we're going further, how long will it take them to do that at the same rate of speed that they're going? Well, it would be helpful to find out how many, we know 500 miles in 10 hours. It really would be helpful to know how many miles per 1 hour are they going. And then that way we can use that information to help us find out this. So let's find the rate of speed in a 1 hour increment, the unit rate. And we did unit rate by dividing. So we're doing 500 divided by 10 and 10 divided by 10. And that will tell us in 1 hour, because 10 divided by 10 is 1. 500 divided by 10 is 50. So we now know that they are traveling 50 miles per 1 hour. Our question is, how long will it take them to travel 750 miles? Well, I know with equivalent fractions, if I multiply this by something to get that, as long as I multiply the denominator by that to get that, I will keep everything equivalent. So that's what I'm going to use. That's the skill I'm going to use. So I would try to see how many, 50 times what number is going to give me 750. And I know it takes two 50s to make 100. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and another one is 15. I think it's going to be 15, 50 times 15, but I'm going to double check that just to make sure I'm not wrong. Okay, good. I was right. So I would multiply by 15 in order to get 750. And as long as I do the same to my denominator, then I will keep this equivalent. And then that gives me the answer. It will take them 15 hours to travel 750 miles. So the question, how many hours will it take them? 15 hours. So in order to find out, I went ahead and found the unit rate that they were traveling at, and then I used the unit rate to help me find out how long it would take them to get there. Let's look at another example. We have Kenyon, who earns $105 for mowing 3 lawns. How much would Kenyon earn for mowing 10 lawns? There's our question. We know he does $105 for 3 lawns, 105 for 3 lawns. There it is as a ratio. How much for 10 lawns? And they drew a nice picture for us. There's 1, 2, 3 lawns for $105. And here's 10 lawns for we don't know how much. So first thing we'd want to do is let's find out how much 1 lawn cost. We would do that by doing the unit rate, 105 divided by 3. 3 will go into 1, no times. 3 into 10 goes in 3 times. And 3 goes into 15 5 times. So he makes $35 for 1 lawn. That is our unit rate. Well, now that we know that, we can find out how much 10 lawns will be, because all I need to do now is, in order to get from 1 to a 10, I need to multiply by 10. And as long as I do the same to the numerator, I will keep the fraction or the ratio equivalent. So 35 times 10 is 350. So he makes $350 for mowing 10 lawns. The steps it took: find the unit rate from the information we have, and then use that to find out how much the other amount will be. So 2 steps, but with practice, pretty easy steps. Hopefully you find that simple enough, and if not, let me know.